As the world's greatest reality show, also known as the US elections, is coming to an end, I thought I would sum up this election year a bit. For today, call me Election Analyst Bob. These elections are somehow special because for the first time ever, both candidates could actually easily win the elections by not opening their mouth that much, because every time they spoke, they seemed to lose votes. According to all the polls, it's pretty clear that Kamala is going to win the popular vote, meaning more Americans in total will vote for her than for Trump. However, this doesn't mean she will win the elections because US presidents are chosen by Electoral College, which has nothing to do with university as far as I know. Every state has a different amount of Electoral College votes based on its population, and voters in each state elect electors who in turn vote for the president. This system might seem unfair, but it actually allows less populous states to have a say. There's 538 electors, and the candidate who gets 270 Electoral College votes wins. Most of the states are deep blue or deep red, with Democrats or Republicans winning them every time. But then there are swing states, where it's usually close to 50-50, and remember, whoever wins in a state takes all its Electoral College votes. Swing states just swing, from left to right, from blue to red. Today's swing states include Nevada, Arizona, Georgia, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin. Swing states change over time. For example, in 2000 election, Florida was a swing state, and the entire election was decided there when George Bush won over Al Gore by only 537 votes, after huge controversies and even more controversial decision of the Supreme Court. American constitutional law is actually my field, and I might do a video about it later. This is just to point out that a bunch of votes can decide an entire election, and maybe prevent the invasion of Iraq. So go vote. It doesn't matter who you vote for because you probably have a good reason for it. It makes zero sense to try to convince someone that your candidate is better than theirs. Everybody has a unique perspective, life experience, and different priorities. And also everyone can vote their candidate for a different reason. People don't necessarily have to agree, and that's totally okay. Some moments from recent months will stick in our heads for a long time. Trump survived 2 assassination attempts so far. The first one at his rally in Pennsylvania where a shooter shot him in his ear. Some believe it was coincidence, some believe it was God's intervention, and some people are making stupid conspiracy theories saying it was staged and Trump made a deal with a shooter to aim on his ear to gain sympathy. Anyway, this terrible moment had one positive outcome: the iconic photo of Trump with his fist raised in front of the American flag. Even the new, cool human version of Mark Zuckerberg had to admit it was totally badass. For a while, it seemed like Trump became very humble after almost dying, but it only lasted about 3 days, until he called Kamala retarded again. In the meantime, Kamala became the Democratic candidate without winning Democratic primaries and started to laugh her way through the campaign, focusing on doing scripted interviews. She has been a part of Biden's unpopular administration for 3.5 years, so she found herself in a very difficult position between trying to defend Biden's policies while at the same time hating on the direction the US is going, saying she would have done everything differently and that she will bring change. To gain sympathy, she started to start every sentence by saying she comes from a middle-class family and that she worked at McDonald's when she was in college, but was unable to prove it, so many think it's just a made-up story. Trump used that for his campaign and went to work at a McDonald's drive-thru just to say he worked at McDonald's for 15 more minutes than Kamala, obviously enjoying himself. On one of his rallies, a roast comedian Tony Hinchcliffe referred to Puerto Rico as a floating island of garbage, triggering a backslash from correctness advocates. Biden, in his response, said that the only garbage are Trump supporters, making it much more difficult for Kamala, which makes me increasingly convinced that Biden actually hates Kamala for taking a spot and is cheering for Trump now. It's a pretty nice thought for Biden that he would be the only person to ever beat Trump. And what did Trump do in response? He rented a garbage truck and put on an orange vest, proving he and his campaign team really are masters of trolling. The hot topics in these elections are the same as usual: economy, immigration, environment, and healthcare. Especially environment is kind of new and huge topic now, with many celebrities speaking about it at various conferences. And after they give a speech, they usually go to the airport and fly back on their private jets. And everyone agrees on the need to have a good and affordable healthcare. Both parties promise it every 4 years, and there actually have been some improvements. At this rate, Americans actually could have affordable healthcare by the year 3042. One thing that truly scares me though is that long ballot list. Presidents, representatives, senators, judges, council members, all in one ballot. Is that real democracy or is it just pop quiz? There is also the optional mail-in ballot, which sounds super easy until you start wondering, did my vote even make it to the ballot box? This uncertainty unfortunately fuels countless conspiracy theories about fake or stolen elections. After voting comes the endless wait. You're glued to your favorite TV channel's election studio, listening to the experts, but all you want is the result. Don't get too excited though, results can take a while. It's like waiting for that one friend who said they will be ready in 5 minutes. Also, what can happen is that in some states, votes will have to be recounted manually, so we might not know the next president right away. All kidding aside, it's easy to laugh at the chaos, but remember, this is just democracy in action. If your candidate doesn't win, it probably will not change much for you. If the media didn't exist, the vast majority of people likely wouldn't even notice a difference in their daily lives. There's no need to be intolerant or hostile against supporters of Trump or Harris. Life is too short for that anyway. Besides that, nobody wants another civil war, because this time, on one side you would have rednecks who hunt and collect guns as a hobby, and on the other, people who have a breakdown when somebody misgenders them. So everybody take it easy, guys, take it easy. I know this was incorrect, but really the US has always been quite divided, and somehow everybody can cooperate and the system works, which is amazing. Remember, the US can overcome any tough times and will again thrive. So let me know in the comments who you think is gonna win and why. And if you're watching after the elections and you already know the result, let me know what you think about it and what you found interesting.